Hello and welcome Terrarians and YouTubers. Today I'll be showcasing my brand new SunV Extra All Items 1.4 Plus 2022 Terraria World. I've been working on this for the last 3 weeks now and I'm very proud of the outcome. Anyway, this world is available for download on both PC and mobile in all 4 game modes, them being Classic, Expert, Master Mode and Journey Mode. Anyway, we'll load it up. Straight away we spawn into the central hub. Now, the inspiration behind this build was to essentially have a lot more of a compact all items hub that gets straight to the point. With all the other all items worlds I've been using, well specifically JBro129's all items world and Tel's Workshop 1.4, they're absolutely brilliant and you couldn't really ask for more, but after using them for so long I found navigating their really big hubs just became more of a nuisance than it needed to be. So that's where I come up with the idea just to make a really compact all items hub with the displays dumbed right down. So yeah, everything fits here in these 8 levels. There's 15 rooms, 1 on each side of each level, but on the bottom level you've got 1 room split between 2 sides. Anyway, on the note of JBro129 and Tel, I'd like to give both of them a really big shout out and yeah, thank them profoundly for their work in the past with their all items worlds, as without the extensive knowledge from using their all items worlds over the years, the attempt at my own all items world would have taken a lot longer and been a lot harder, as with the experience from their worlds it really helped me in deciding how I wanted to sort all the items in my own all items world. So yeah, really big thanks to them, and it also come in handy that I could use T-Edit to copy and paste some of their assets like the furniture sets and stuff like that instead of having to build absolutely everything from scratch. So yeah, couldn't thank them enough. Anyway, moving on here, as not to drag this on too long, I'll start to give a quick tour, but before we do I just want to quickly point out that these top chests here on both these sides as well as down here on these levels are just outside of the default 3 block range limit, so you will need an accessory to a range extension accessory to reach these chests. I've got a sign here indicating this: equip the accessory and the weapon. The reason you also need the weapon is because when within a certain range of mannequins in any Terraria world, it renders range extension accessories useless for some reason. It's some sort of bug. It's not just in this world, it's all through Terraria. So yeah, if you've got both the weapon and the range extension accessory equipped, you'll be able to access any of these chests with no worries. Okay, so that out of the way, we'll quickly move on to the tour. Starting at the top here, we've got the money and health and everything. I won't go too into detail. You can, you know, give yourself a tour once you've downloaded the world. But yeah, money and health and everything, bosses and invasions. Next level, we've got potions, liquids, contaminators, tools and weapons and ammunition, class accessories. You've got the food and seeds, gardening and fishing over here, with the pets, wings and mounts, explosives on the other side, and wiring, trap, statues, electronics, music boxes and armor sets on the other side. You've got your paints and mist back walls with no matching blocks, as well as your mist blocks, ores and ingots with no matching back walls on the other side. And then you've got your crafting tables, chests, decorations and furniture all down here, with your clothing, costumes and dyes over the other side, and your paintings and furniture sets right here, as well as banners on the other side, and as we already know, blocks and back walls down on the bottom. Now, as stated before, I don't have the big extravagant displays outlining everything, but you find with most things, like here with the blocks and backwards, it gives a pretty detailed example, so you don't, as well as all the chest and name, so it should be pretty easy to find everything. And then with things like the banners, I might not have every single banner displayed, but all the chests are named with what you can expect to find in the chest. And yeah, once you select the chest, you can easily just read the name of whatever banner you need, so I figured that was enough. With things like the back wars, there's just one strip of back wars, but I find that's more than enough to give an example, especially if you'd like to zoom in. And again, all the chests are named. But then I've gone a little bit out of my way for other things, because you might not want to place every painting to see what it looks like before deciding to use it in your build. And you know, it's easier sometimes just to look at the furniture set, so I've come over here and put a teleporter on this level so you can go to the paintings and furniture sets preview area, teleport down here, and you'll see you've got all the paintings set up to preview with chest here to select from, as well as up in the top room. And then you've got all the furniture sets set up here as well. So again, all this isn't necessary, but it's here for anybody who would just like that extra little bit of a preview before making their selection. You know, if you know what you're looking for, it's definitely not needed. So that's the point behind this. You really only need these 8 levels here, and you've got everything you need in the game, and it's all right there. You don't have to navigate through dozens of displays and or teleporters, which can become a little tedious sometimes. So I've also got a preview room set up for the costumes, because you might not want to try on every costume. I understand that would be annoying, so come up here, you've got all the costumes set up, and I've got all the chests labelled through A1 to A21, and then B1 to B21 on the other side. And then you've got things like the dev sets A1 to A5, A6 to A9, and then the vanity accessories A10 to A1, and then going on from there, clothing and costumes A12 to B21. So it makes it easy to find something. So if you know what you're looking for, instead of coming to this preview area, you'll know that your costume's saying A12. So instead of going to this room and then going to the costume area room, you could just come straight over to A12 and you would know what you were looking for. I've also got the same thing set up for the armor sets, just in case you would like to check out the armor sets the same way, and they're labelled all the same. You've got early game armor A1 to A5 essentially, and then you've got the melee armor B1 to B4, and then the ranged armor C1 to C4, so on and so forth. And it's all the same down here, the melee armor with B, C, D, so on. So it makes it a little easier to find what you're looking for when it comes to armor and costumes and stuff. Anyway, that's pretty much the hub, and that's all you would need. Them extra preview rooms there are just for extra convenience. But as to move on here, we've got one other section to show, and if you're here at the top level, you can just jump up through the use of the player sensor. It'll teleport you up the top here. You can also access up the top by pulling down on the bottom level. Anyway, once up here, you've got access to all the PCs, all except the Princess, because the Princess isn't available in the mobile version yet. But if you were to download the PC version of this world, the Princess would already be here. Anyway, so that's how you access the NPCs. And you've also got this storage area for personal sorting and storage, which can also individually take you to each individual, whoops, didn't mean to take that torch. Anyway, take you to each individual level here, just for a little bit of extra convenience. Not that it's really needed, but yeah, I've over-engineered a lot of things in this build just because. The top levels here will give you access to outside, just in case you wanted to go out there for some reason. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much the gist of everything. Coming back down here, I'll show you this one last thing, that being this extra sign. It's completely over-engineered. I've got a world load detector incorporated into it and everything. But anyway, the activation switch for it is over here. This sign will explain it to you, essentially. But anyway, what it does is, when it's toggled on, you can come over here, and whenever you teleport in or out, it takes 2.5 seconds, it'll light up every time. As well as with the incorporation of the world load detector, if we quickly just reload the world, it will also light up every time you load into the world. So yeah, completely over-engineered, completely useless, but again, why not? It's turned off by default just for convenience. Yeah, reading the sign will tell you you don't want to quit out while it's lighting up, while the circuit is active, or within 5 seconds of loading the game. If you do, the worst that will happen is your extra sign won't work anymore. It's not going to affect the gameplay in any way or how the world functions. So yeah, all that being said, yeah, I'd like to welcome you all again to the SunV Extra All Items 1.4 Plus 2022 Terraria World. And once my submissions are approved on Team Manager and CurseForge, you will find download links for this world in the video description. Anyway, I am SunV Extra. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you appreciate the new All Items world. Have a good one.